My name is Gil Sanchez, local business owner here, probably 2 miles from this location where I'm at right now. So I just drove here straight from the training session. I failed 9 times today.
Ooh, today? Snap.
9 of them.
That's the first time we had somebody actually specifically say today. That's awesome. Welcome to the Failed Podcast, and we are so grateful for you watching. And for those of you listening here, I'm here with a new friend of mine. I don't like to say new because I feel like we've already developed a friendship here, but I'm here with a friend of mine, Gil Sanchez. He's a successful business owner. He owns a gym close by, and it was actually interesting how we met.
Yeah.
And it was just cool, you know. Believe it or not, you look at him right now, he looks like he's in his probably late 20s, but he is, well, you know what? I'll let you say it. How old are you?
40 years old. 40 years old.
Friend Jose in the back is like, what?
40 years old.
But right now, today, in this episode, I'm wearing Jordan 11s. I don't know if are you a sneakerhead?
I've had these shoes for 3 years.
Oh, for real?
Yep.
Oh, man, I have way too many shoes. I'm actually trying to detoxify my sneaker addiction.
I was just having a conversation today about people that collect shoes.
Uh-huh.
Because I have a client I was training, and he's a runner, so he's got about 90 pairs of shoes. I just said this for the second time today. I had these shoes for 3 years from Amazon.
For real? Dude, I have like 60 pairs. But
yeah,
it's some of them I haven't even worn, so I'm starting to sell some of them. So if you guys are interested, go ahead, message me here. But wearing the Jordan 11s for this episode here, and we're excited to have Gil here. Gil, why don't you go ahead and tell us a little bit about yourself and what you do, for those for those watching, listening who don't know you.
Yeah, I'll start with the business, and then we can backtrack about how it got to that point. I have a kickboxing gym. Me and my wife, we have it right here. It's called Gil's Kickboxing Gym. But we offer a lot. It's not a kickboxing gym in the sense where you come in there to learn how to fight, which we also do offer. But it's more working out, which is probably the most common and popular workout right now, is like cardio kickboxing. And I think where we benefit from, especially when it comes to like competitors, especially like during the pandemic, how we're able to kind of stay afloat and then expand on that, which we'll also get into. It's purely because we offer so much and the surrounding team. So when we moved here, which was about 5.5 years ago, it was 20 years in the making. Yeah. So we were equipped. When we moved out here, we bring along, 2.5 decades worth of skills. Oh, wow. But 2.5 decades worth of failures. Yeah. Because I can't say how many times I screwed up, failed, and thought it was the end. Yeah. Certain failures are, maybe it was a little bit too much this time. But you overcome that. That's the one that actually makes you the strongest. Yeah, and for sure. Yeah, and that's kind of where we're at, is doing it. It's a scary decision to make. Yeah. Especially not being from here. Yeah. Where we're from, it's just a little lower, a little slower paced town, and coming out here.
Was it a big adjustment moving?
Oh yeah, it's a lot faster out here.
Yeah, PCH, for sure. I mean, you actually live.
It's freaking nuts, dude. To be right on that rub where we're at. Yeah. You think Pacific Coast Highway, you're like a beach vacation.
Exactly.
So to be on the spot is already surreal, and like a dream come true. And then just offering a service that we know everybody can benefit from, kids to adults, and the martial arts, which is really self-confidence building, which is how I got involved as a kid.
Random question: did this increase lately because of like Karate Kid, like Cobra Kai? Yeah. You watch that show?
Oh, God, I love it. Kidding me? I freaking love it. I watch it because I watch it for what it is. Oh yeah. Great humor and comedy and a throwback. But yeah, dude. I mean, anytime something like that comes out, you understand just that next fleet of people that are coming in, and because in the show, there are white belts. When they're competing, they're black belts, and this is no more than a few months. Yeah. So it gives that false confidence that you get the mohawk, put a tattoo on your back, and then you're a black belt. Yeah. So from my point of view, because I am a black belt in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, I know how long it takes and how hard it is.
It takes a while, for sure.
But when I'm watching, I don't care. Yeah. I want to enjoy it, and it's a lot of fun, man. But and when that happens, you get spikes in people that want to learn this kick. It's not so much I want to learn karate. Yeah. I want to learn how to do this technique that I saw, which is cool. It's Hollywood, it's choreographed, so it's not real, but it's good for martial arts. Yeah, because it gets people to jump into something that they probably otherwise never would have even thought to do.
For sure. Let me ask you this, because I'm a graphic designer. Yeah. Do you usually, because for me, when I watch something and they think they know graphic design or they know web design, but it's Hollywood or a show, I cringe because I'm like, dude, they don't know what they're talking about. Like, do you actually watch some things besides Cobra Kai that you're like, this guy does not know how to fight.
Yeah, I mean, we can pretty much put that comment universal in Hollywood.
Yeah, for sure.
It's 2022.
Yeah.
There's so much availability now to bring in, real martial artists just to help some of the actors at least look at realistic. But man, most of these movies, it's
not.
It's Hollywood. I get it. You have to make it look so unbelievable. I'm not talking, Crouching Tiger, Flying Dragon. We know what that is. Kill Bill. That's not real.
Yeah.
But I'm talking about when the hand-to-hand combat scenes and.
I know there are some movies that are like MMA.
Yeah. And they're getting better.
Yeah.
They're getting better. Like Warrior. Warrior is a really good one.
I love Warrior.
With Tom Hardy. Yeah, my wife loves that movie.
I mean, a movie.
Yeah, because it's more realistic.
Yeah.
It gets you in the voice for the ground, to the techniques, to where everything that matters.
So let me ask you this. What got you into this life of just this martial arts life? I mean, of course, we talked about a little bit about the business.
Yeah.
But what led to that for you to get to the point that, like, you know what? This is kind of what I want to do. And maybe, there was a time in your life you could probably expound on that where you were doing something else and then you decided to go back to it. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Yeah. I started when I was in elementary school, probably like 5th grade. I was small. I'm small now, but I was a lot smaller compared to other kids. And I'm very, very shy introvert. I still am. Yeah. The skills I accrued over the years were just to become what I am. Mm-hmm. But when I shut it off and I'm at home, bro, I'm an introvert with the rest of them, man. Yeah. When I was a young kid, it's very easy to spot somebody that is, a little bit less than self-confident in themselves. And those are the ones that typically get bullied, which was me. Yeah. So I was bullied through elementary school. And then when I went to middle school, now it's no longer the same kids every class. It's different kids. So I went into the bigger school from 6th grade to 7th grade, and I wasn't confident. I was even less confident now. Yeah. So at this point, I'm like, man, this ain't going good. I don't have no confidence. I'm terrified of somebody punching me. Yeah. This is not anything that I understand. And I didn't talk to nobody like most people don't. You hold it in. It's not a big deal.
For sure.
Then over the 7th grade summer, I moved in with my aunt, which shifted me to another side of town to live with my cousins, which was a harder part of town. And I joined the wrestling team in 8th grade. I was like 13. And that was it. That was a transition.
That was kind of like where it started changing.
That was where you start to realize, I can do all these things too. Yeah. You got to feel it, push back. It's hard, it's tough, but you keep going, and eventually it just changes your mindset, your demeanor, and then now you're confident. Yeah. But you're not an aggressive confidence. I'm not going out to headhunt the bullies.
For sure.
I'm so to the point, especially now. I'm scared to fight. I'd be terrified to get into a street fight.
Oh, really?
Yeah, you would think that people that are trained and can know what to do. It's the opposite, man.
Dude, I was actually going to ask you that. I was going to go like, man, do you feel a sense of confidence when you're walking everywhere be like, you know what, I can beat up 90% of these people?
I mean, knowing that, being humble, I train every day. Right. I should be able to. Yeah. But it's not the ones that are trained that are the ones that dance on the street that are dangerous. It's the ones that aren't, that have the confidence. Right. And we see that all the time. Those are the ones that are going viral on YouTube. World Star. None of those people know how to fight for real. If they did, they wouldn't be doing dumb things like that. That's true. But those are the ones that are going to go out and street fight.
They got like false confidence.
Yeah, that's what I mean. And that's how people get hurt.
Yeah, for sure.
Like when I train with newer martial artists, especially in jiu-jitsu, they don't know anything except 2 instincts, which is aggression and panic. Yeah. Both of those create higher risk for injury. And I'm more skilled than them, but they could hurt me based off of that. Just putting their weight or forcing me. I'm not a big kid, and I roll with a lot of big people. So injury happens typically with those that are less skilled. And that translates to like street fighting. The ones street fighting typically aren't the ones that are skilled fighters. For sure. And I don't know where they get the confidence. For me, that's the impressive part. I'm like, dang, man, how are you so confident in fighting when the second that fight goes on, it's an embarrassment?
It's funny.
It blows my mind, dude.
That false confidence.
It blows my mind.
It's amazing to me that how far false confidence can take you, though. Because I had a friend. We used to play basketball. Shout out to my friend, I'll say it, Miguel. He listens to this podcast. But Miguel, we would play basketball when we were young. And for some reason, this fool would hit threes. And he does not know how to shoot. Love you, Miguel. But, bro, you're passing it to the rim. He's not shooting correctly. And it goes in. It's like, I'm like, what the heck is going on with this guy with this false confidence? But going back to what you said, and I wanted to touch on that a little bit here. You said you were bullied. Yeah. And if you're, of course, only if you're comfortable with it, what were some things that you kind of mentally did, and maybe some advice for those kids that feel like they're getting bullied? Because I know that, looking back, I feel like you've kind of dealt with it well.
Yeah.
You're much better. You're not out there attacking people.
Sure.
If anything, you're equipping people to defend themselves, which is great. But there are some people, they don't handle bullying well. Some people go through suicide. Some people go through depression. Some people just change their whole identity just because of the fact that they were bullied. What is your advice for those that might be getting bullied?
Well, everybody's going to act differently based off of the type of bully.
Yeah.
And some people are just emotionally bullied.
Yeah.
Some are physically bullied. So the reaction is going to be different based off that. But what's universal with bullying is it's because you lack self-confidence. Yeah. And you let it happen. Bullies are only going to bully people that they know is going to let it happen with. Otherwise, they're not a bullying. Yeah. So the individual that's being bullied, it's important to know you're not the only one. There's probably your peers right in the same school with you, if we're talking, students that are being bullied also. And typically, much like females, like women that are being harassed and just being, not treated well, they don't talk about it. They keep it inside, and
for sure,
it's not important enough for you to make a problem, but it's just inside. It's going to keep building up, and then eventually, you're going to come across a situation that you don't know how to handle because you're emotionally exhausted, and this is when that leads to drug abuse, alcohol. Man, school shootings. That started to happen for bullies from back when the Columbine happened. Remember that? Yeah. That was those kids just being bullied, and it was that snap that one day. And that's not a great example because that's very extreme. Yeah. But most bullies go by unpunished and without consequence. For sure. And the bullied kid goes by without any reformation that it's okay. Sure. Yeah. Like, this is not okay. What happened to you is not right, and you shouldn't feel like you're at fault for this. Because that's what happens a lot of times. The kid feels like, man, I'm bringing this upon myself. I can't talk to my parents about it. I don't want to talk to anybody about it. I'm just going to stay to myself, and you don't really get a chance to overcome that obstacle, which is the fear. Yeah. It's fear, really, that you don't want to try something, but really everything that you do is on the other side of that. You have to overcome the fear to do something that's going to make you grow. And that comes with that initial taking the first step, which I did, which was join wrestling. That was, why would I do that? I'm terrified, and I know I'm going to go and do something that I'm not going to be good at. Yeah. And I'm going to drown, metaphorically speaking, trying to learn how to just tread water before you even learn to begin to do anything relevant. So while being bullied is hard mentally and emotionally, could be physically also, could be all of them. Yeah. It's important to reach out. But more specifically, for me, and it helped, and many people I know, is to join something that's going to help you enhance your confidence. In this case, martial arts is great. There's so many programs available for it. Yeah. To join something just to gain confidence. You don't need to join to compete. There's a lot of misconception where if I'm going to join a gym, someone's going to punch me in the face. Yeah. But more so, it's about establishing a realistic idea of who you are, but also giving yourself a chance to branch off into something that's going to make you do something uncomfortable. Yeah. Because the more you become comfortable being uncomfortable, the more you stay calm in the chaos. That's been my motto for life. For sure. I love that. That's been my motto for life. And
many kids, I think that's one thing why many kids don't want to try something or don't want to grow, because they think if many young kids and many young adults think that growth comes with comfort. Yeah. But growth is not uncomfortable. It's a very cliche saying, but no pain, no gain.
It's true. And they're sayings for a reason, though. They're very important to understand the message behind it. Yeah. Because nobody gets things easy. Yeah, for sure. You may have some luck at certain points, but there's going to be a point in time where you're looking in the mirror and you're like, this is my decision right. This is my decision left. Right's going to make me go somewhere I'm not comfortable with. Yeah. Left is easy, though. Yeah. That goes back to people working out, exercising. Yeah. It's easy to not work out. Yeah. It's easy to eat whatever you want anytime. For sure. Very easy. Yeah. It's hard to go to the gym. Oh yeah. To get sore, to not do well, to be tired. You keep doing it, and you're going to get better. You're going to lose weight. You're going to get stronger. You're going to get healthier. Obviously. Yeah. That's the point. It just takes time. It's overcoming that initial hill. Yeah. The part this is not familiar at all. Yeah. This is familiar.
I forgot who said this, but they said that easy actions lead to a hard life. Hard actions lead to an easy life. Yeah. And we look at it for, I'm trying my best. I've been working out lately, but it's the truth. I used to be, when I was younger, I was in shape. And I know it is. It's almost like we're both opposites here. But, he does every day. I'm pretty sure you have just looking at you have a successful workout regimen. And really every day, there are still days that it's hard, for sure.
I'm beat up right now, dude, from today's training.
Yeah, every day is hard,
Yeah.
but I mean, I feel like, and I mean, I could attest to this, you probably sleep better than I do. You know what I mean?
No problems.
You probably breathe better than I do, if I'm being honest. And we're talking about the physical aspect here. You know, every day, if I'm, you know, those days that I work out, I feel the best at night. I sleep better. I just feel better. I breathe better. And the reason why I say that is to say this. It's not just talking about physical. And of course, physical is very important. But a lot of young people, you know, sometimes we're allergic to those hardships because of the fact that we think like, oh man, I don't want to go through it. It's hard, it's difficult, but it's good for growth. And that's what this failed podcast is about, really. That's why it's called the failed podcast. It's to let you guys know that, hey, with failure comes the good part. We'll talk about this here. So you talked about getting into martial arts.
Yeah.
Now, after high school, when you graduated, did you suddenly go in martial arts, going for the gym, or what happened?
Gym, yes. Martial arts, no.
Yeah.
Let's think back to, this was in the 90s when I was in high school.
Yeah.
So martial arts was not what it was today.
Yeah.
The UFC had just begun, and it was guys fighting in pajamas, and it looked fake. So it wasn't anything that people see as today's martial arts standard. Mm-hmm. Karate, boxing, kung fu. These were the things that we grew up on, thinking like, this is the masters. These are the greatest fighters.
Oh, yeah.
So when I was wrestling, I didn't think of it as a martial art. Mm-hmm. It was a sport, like football or baseball or basketball. You know, here, let's fast forward to today. Really, it is a martial art, and it is self-defense, and it is a very important aspect of martial arts. Mm-hmm. I know that now. Back then, it's not. I wasn't training martial arts, but I did get a shift in my mentality to help with my confidence. So when I graduated high school, I started working at a casino because I got a free gym membership. Oh, that was the only reason why I started working at the casino, because they offered a free gym membership.
Did they pay you though?
Oh yeah,
I
was a waiter working graveyard shift.
I was about to say, like, yo, that's commitment right there.
Tell me about it.
Just for the gym, baby. You know?
But yeah, I was working graveyard doing that, and I got free gym membership, so I'd get off of work every day and go to the gym. I didn't know what I was doing, but I was going, and then that's better than not going. But eventually, I was like, I'm gonna hurt myself, so this is gonna be bad for me if I don't know what and try to learn what the heck I'm doing. So then I got certified as a personal trainer, not to train people, but just for myself.
Oh, okay.
This was when I was 19.
Oh, wow.
I was 19 at this point.
So you got the certified training not for anyone.
No.
It's just for yourself.
Yeah, I'm an introvert. I have my friends, but I don't go out and socialize with people at this stage in my life.
That's kind of genius, because it's almost like, instead of getting a trainer, you got certified as a trainer, and you're learning, if not more, right?
Yeah, because I'm my own lab rat. You know, I was my own first client, pretty much, essentially, and I was developing experience. Again, not to train people. That wasn't where I thought I was going. Yeah, I was working, and I was working out, and I enrolled in college. I dropped out in like 2 weeks. Because that just wasn't for me. It's not for everybody. Yeah. No, college ain't the path for everybody, especially if you're not, don't know what you want to do. Yeah. You don't want to go and just enroll in college and develop all these student loans and realize, oh, you know what, I'm just going to go do this manager job at McDonald's.
Or even make a commitment and you're stuck doing something you don't want to do.
Exactly. And that I feel that was how it used to be. Yeah. You got to graduate high school, go to college, get a degree, and go get a good job, get a retirement, and that's your life. Yeah, this is way different now. Obviously, with on the social media changed the planet. Influencer is probably the number one touted job now on the planet. So you don't need college for that. Yeah, you can get a lot of education online. That's how I did it, man. I got all of my education from YouTube. Yeah, from the day I opened the gym to now, because it's there and it's accessible and anybody can learn it and put it to work. I did it.
Wow, so you learned this in YouTube? So, I mean, because I always say, like, as far as like graphic design, because I try to help people learn it. Like, you could learn it in YouTube, but it's amazing that you can actually learn this too in YouTube. Yeah,
but let's rewind really quick to make sure. You can't really learn martial arts on YouTube.
Oh, right.
What I did learn was how to create a business in this industry. Right. Because there's so many professionals that have done what you want to do, putting out free content. Every single person can do it.
Yeah.
Nobody can't not do it. If you have internet access, you go to YouTube.
For sure.
Everybody has a love. I mean, you can have the craziest love of building paper airplanes, and there's people out there that will watch you do it on YouTube. Sure. So I mean, there's a huge platform on YouTube, and I love it, dude.
Sure, dude.
I love it. I think it's great. Again, that's what I mean.
Yeah.
This is 8 billion people on the planet.
Yeah, for
You're
sure.
gonna find enough people that have an interest in what you're offering.
Oh yeah.
But like we were just talking before we started, is if you put content out every week, every day, every other day, consistently over and over and over, that's how it goes. Yeah. You just need one.
For sure. Even if it's 1% of the world, you're good to go.
Yeah.
So what led to, so you worked at the casino.
Yeah.
And then you started training yourself. You started teaching yourself, getting yourself a personal certified trainer. Is that when you finally went for getting a gym?
Not at all. Because I was, again, just learning. I was getting in shapes, and I was just chasing something I enjoyed doing, but it wasn't something I enjoyed doing with other people. I didn't know what I wanted to do.
Yeah.
From the casino, I started, just like delivering for Budweiser, driving the trucks, Class A license, Pepsi and stuff like that. So I did that for years. But at the same time, as those years went on, this was like me 20 years old to 25.
Yeah.
I'm still training, but now I'm training my friends for free.
Yeah.
Just
kind of like learning.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, they're doing me a favor. I'm doing them a favor.
For sure.
This was a long time ago, by the way. So it's not how it is now.
Yeah.
If I had Facebook and YouTube 20 years ago, I would have been somewhere different. But yeah, I had it in my living room, just setting it up. I'd buy equipment online on Craigslist again, because there was no freaking YouTube, Facebook, or any of that. You go to Craigslist and yard sales.
Yeah.
And I just had it in my house doing that, and my friends come over. It wasn't like anything serious. We were drunk, dude. And I'm saying, I'm going to spot you on this bench press really quick. Don't worry, I got your back. So I'm learning just cues. Like there's verbatim when it comes to being a trainer that you just want to learn. I know how to do it, but how can I explain it to you?
For sure.
Type of thing. And that translates to teaching anybody anything. Yeah. So it just happened for years. Yeah. And I'm working. I'm just doing all hamburger, delivering a bottle of water. These are physical jobs, so I'm staying in shape also. Sure. So I'm consistently wound up in fitness. I'm eating good, and now I want to see how fit I can get.
Yeah.
So then I put myself on a problem. I was very grounded, man. I wasn't drinking alcohol. I was going to bed at 9 o'clock, waking up at 5 a.m. I'm 22 years old. No reason, no goal. Yeah. Other than I want to see where this can go. Wow. And then it shifted me into car sales. Which is a completely weird thing for me to say right now from out of nowhere, right? Yeah, car sales, I did on purpose. Yeah. I did on purpose because I was terrified of talking to people. But by this point, I was 23 and a half. And, okay, now I know what I want to do. Now I want to be a personal trainer. I got years of experience training myself. I got years of experience training people. Now I can go be a beginner. That was my mind. But lo and behold, me being a beginner, I was so ahead of everybody else. Yeah. I'll get back to that. Yeah. But I go into the industry from car sales because I want to learn sales, and customer service, and relationship building. For sure. I didn't care about cars, dude. I don't know anything about them. So, it's great training, though. It teaches you how to talk to somebody, build rapport, overcome objections, plant seeds, open-ended questions compared to closed-ended. It teaches you all about the science behind sales, which is important in what I do.
Was there a fear coming into car sales?
I didn't know anybody. I didn't know anything about cars. I was like, how can I sell somebody a car if I don't know anything about a car?
For sure.
Then you realize you don't have to actually know about the car as far as the parts, engine, and components. You just need to know and to explain to somebody what this car can do.
For sure.
And that becomes painting a picture, which is sales, which is communicating. Yeah. Being able to sell somebody through visual, through overcoming objections, or just being quick-witted, which was, I was good at it. Like quips, quick, fast, boom, 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 boom. And it's just such a thing I picked up, getting the reps in, just talking to people.
Just doing the work.
Yeah, just, selling cars, I did it for about a year and a half, and it was a skill that I needed. Yeah. The job is whatever. It was a skill I needed, and I'm so glad I did it. But it also shifted me towards where I needed to go a lot sooner than I thought. Because in the car sales, you're working bell to bell, long hours, suited up year round, and your commission is your paycheck. Yeah. So you got to grind, hustle, and it's overwhelming. But it's not now. Back then, it was big money, car sales. 2004, 2005. So you know, I'm making a lot of money, and I had a really big month one month, and we went out to celebrate. So we go out, we're drinking and having a good time, and the next day I was going to get a $10,000 bonus because of that month I had. All you got to do is show up on time. 7 a.m. I'm out at 2 o'clock in the morning getting drunk, and then we leave the bar. The next thing I know, I come to, and I'm in the back of a cop car because I got DUI.
Oh, man.
And that moment, that's when it was a 180 shift. Yeah. Because I went into this place. I know I'm not a bad person. I made a mistake. Yeah. And, you know, I don't know if you've ever been in there or anybody listening has, but it's just a drunk tank. So I didn't, luckily nothing bad happened. Yeah. So they let me out the next morning, you know, other than dealing with all the paperwork. Sure. I had to walk home. That walk of shame where I'm walking and people are stopping at the store to get coffee on their way to work. And I'm just feeling, that's rock bottom. Yeah. Yeah, that's rock bottom. And yeah, from that point, I lost my job, obviously, filed for bankruptcy, had my car repoed, and just.
Wow.
Then, once that's over and the reality kicks in, now it's like, okay, what's my move? Do I play victim? Yeah. That's done already. I made the mistake. It's my fault. Yeah. Can't blame nobody. This is rock bottom. I can't go any lower than this, so I'm going to go apply at the gym. Yeah. And that's just how it happened. Yeah. Because I had to. It was necessity. Yeah. But I went in I was new. Yeah. So when I went into, it was a Ballet Total Fitness in Fresno, where I'm from. Yeah. So I walk in there, I'm 25, 24, around that age. And so I go in there, I'm the new guy. And back then, you know, it's cold calls. Yeah. Cold calls. So I walk in, sales manager, I get hired, and I do all that. And then he says, all right, here's your list. Go sit on that desk and just make calls. Yeah. Back then, that's kind of how it was. Yeah. It's just throwing you out to the sharks. Yeah. And there's a big turnover in the fitness industry because of that, mainly with trainers, even to this day. And that's another conversation, another reason why I opened my own gym. Yeah. But this whole time, I'm, okay, let's go. I was so confident by that point because of the years of training my friends, the sales. And by the time I got there, I was like, oh, I was made for this job. Yeah. Because of the sales, the fitness, being able to wear workout clothes. I was like, I was born for this. Yeah. So, boom, I went in and just, from the first day, that's awesome. Skyrocketed. That's awesome. Months in, I'm blowing out all those sales guys. I'm moving up the ranks, assistant sales manager, general manager, corporate general manager. So this was what I was meant to do. For sure. And then the more experience you garner, the more you start to learn about the industry at a corporation, and the more you start to lose the passion for fitness. Because it's no longer about fitness. For sure. Now it's about plugging in numbers and P&Ls and politics and what have you done for me lately? Yeah, for sure. So by the time I got to the very top, I was burnt out from the industry. But not fitness, but from working in fitness.
Oh, for sure. Yeah. Sometimes you could easily lose that passion because of the politics. And I think one thing I'm starting to see too, because you started your own gym, I feel like people need to start focusing on having like a better work environment. Yeah. You know, because no matter how cool the passion is, if the environment is not good, I mean, it just doesn't matter. Yep. You know what I mean? It doesn't matter how cool it is. You know, I think of like in the NBA, you know, you could win a championship, you know, like Kawhi was like with like Pascal Siakam and all of them, but then he didn't like it there, so he left. It's like you can win a championship, but if you don't like to play with him, you're gonna leave. And that's the same thing here. Like if it's not a good vibe, you dip. But I love that you talked about that because now, you know, we're at this point. Because actually, I was gonna ask you another question here, but I feel like you already talked about it. So after Valley Fitness, how long did it take for you to start your own gym?
Yeah. So well, let me finish on the end of my career with Ballet Total Fitness because this transitions absolutely into who I am today. Yeah. So I'm in ballets, again, I'm burnt out. Yeah. I wouldn't say I'm not trying hard, but I just don't have the motivation because it's a dog eat dog, man. I'm a general manager. I'm working 12 hours. All they care about is that I'm getting new memberships in. Yeah. And, you know, so many gyms around, so many sales guys, and it's over and over and over and over and over. And I never even got a chance to enjoy the fitness part at this point. For sure. That's what I mean is I can't even go over there and just talk to the members and work out with them or anything just because I need to do this. Yeah. I didn't sign up for this. Yeah. This is stupid. So then I started definitely to check out. But But the best part about it, and probably the best thing that ever happened to me, was we hired this trainer who's my wife today.
Oh, okay.
This was way back then.
So it's a good thing you stayed for a bit.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
You grinded.
Yep. We hired her, and it definitely sparked the transition in my passion that I didn't even know I also wanted to add to what I did to what we do now.
For sure.
So basically that goes off into the next sequence, post-Valley Total Fitness. Yeah. But like I said, I was burnt out. I took a year off. Oh, wow. And I worked at a recycling center just throwing
for real? Yeah.
Purely just to shut my brain off and go be physical, move around, and just kind of reboot. Yeah. Because it's important sometimes. If you're burning out from your passion, it's still your passion. I mean,
it is.
You enjoy this for a reason. If it's meant to be your passion, it's going to always pull you right back.
For sure.
And I broke off from it just to clear my mind and do something that I could just be physical with.
For sure.
And not have to think. And I did that for a year. Then it was time.
Yeah.
All my passions, my mindset started to relax again. And then with my wife, she's Muay Thai.
Oh,
I wasn't Muay Thai at this time.
Yeah.
So when I met her, she got hired at Valley Total Fitness, personal trainer, but she had Muay Thai background. This was a long time before we know how popular it is now.
Yeah, for sure.
My wife's been doing Muay Thai for over 20 years.
Oh, wow.
So
back then,
it wasn't popular. There was no gyms.
It was not.
So she came in, and I was always a fan because of the UFC, but I was a grappler, wrestling, weights,
for sure. I
was about 180 pounds. I'm 140 now for reference because I was a big meathead.
Yeah.
Supplementing, hip and heavy, I can grapple. And then she's 5'2", 110. And we go on our first date, and long story short, she kicked my ass because we put on the gloves.
Oh, you guys did on the first date? That's awesome.
Yep, we put on the gloves because her dad was the coach, and the gym was in the garage.
For sure.
And so I went in there, and
dang.
It was. I wish it would have been filmed because it would have been classic.
It would have been if it was like 10 years ago, probably.
It was classic. And then the next day I started training Muay Thai.
Yeah.
And I lost all this weight, and then it balanced me out. So now I'm a grappler and a striker, and I do weights. Oh, okay, now I'm starting to find what actually makes sense for me.
Yeah.
Teaching, coaching, learning. And then we formulated all this, and then, years go in, Muay Thai. And then from Bally's, I take the year off. I go work the cycling. Then I come back into the industry hot. Like I came back in with a switch flip.
Yeah.
Like I'm coming in and I'm taking everything with a different mentality, with more confidence.
For sure.
And I started working at Ufc Gym in Fresno.
Okay.
One of those little small boutique ones.
Yeah.
And that was where I was able, it's kickboxing, it's Muay Thai, it's jiu-jitsu, it's personal training, it's gym sales. It's like, this is...
You enjoyed that one?
This is where I'm at. I said, this was where I was supposed to be. Valley Total Fitness was a great experience, but this is the environment because it's way more humble. It's way more of a community as opposed to take your number and wait in line environment, which is like the big chains. It's nothing against them. It has to be that way. You have so many members.
Yeah, it's business.
There's a lot of money coming in and going out, a lot of payroll. These are much smaller.
Yeah.
I know every member's name.
How long were you at UFC for?
In Fresno? No, 5 years. Yeah,
5 years?
Because we moved out here. And I transferred, but it was very minuscule time.
Yeah.
So I did about 5 years at Bally's. Mm-hmm. Well, that's pretty bad. 5 years personal training. Mm-hmm. 5 years Bally's. 5 years at UFC Gym. And then I moved out here, and that was my experience at the moment.
And then when did it finally click to you to go, you know what? I mean, did you have a bad time at UFC? Did you have a good time? Or were you just like, you know what? It's just time for me to get my own now.
Well, in Fresno, it was great. It was exactly what I would close my eyes, vision, and picture a gym should be.
Yeah.
Very family oriented. Mm-hmm. People coming and hanging out.
Yeah.
Like you don't got to show up to work out. They're hanging out. They're doing their homework there. They're eating lunch, just talking. That's the vibe I like.
Yeah.
And that's the vibe that was easy for me because again, I'm an introvert. I don't need all that loudness and being all the flashy disco lights and doing all these crazy things. I can turn it on when it needs to be up.
Yeah.
But this is me.
Yeah.
Like right here, I can do this all day long.
Yeah.
And I did that over there. It was great. I was teaching. I was managing. It was just perfect. Then me and my wife and her parents, we collectively had, for years, wanted to move out here. Mm-hmm. We'd be going to San Pedro about once a year because my wife's grandmother lives there. So we'd come vacation out here. And it's where we're from, bro. This is like paradise. Oh. This is where you can only come to every once in a while to get away. So when we packed up and moved down here, I transferred from UFC Gym there to UFC Gym here in Torrance.
Oh, okay. I know that one.
And that's what made me want to branch off.
Yeah.
But then I ran into another roadblock.
Yeah.
Coming out here, it was a much faster pace. Again, like I said, LA's different than where I was from. Same size, but way faster pace.
Yeah.
And I was used to doing all this stuff. I came here, I'm the new guy again.
Yeah.
I had to go through the pecking order, which no problem. I was going to do it.
Yeah.
And at that point, I was equipped. I can do this myself type of mentality. So I can do all of this the way I want to do it.
Yeah.
I've accrued enough experience. I'm ready to go. So then I was just trying to network, meet people, and make some money until that time came. So I started teaching at classes at a local place, but they offered me like a huge management position.
Yeah.
So I just pulled the brakes on me doing anything. It's all right. I'm new out here. This is a guaranteed money doing something I enjoy doing. All right. I'm going to go be an employee again. Yeah. And so I came out here and I was employed for about a year and a half, 2 years. Then no, this was before coronavirus. I'm sorry. They closed one of their locations.
Oh, okay.
And they had 2.
Oh, they closed the one you were in?
Yeah.
Which one is that one? Because the one I'm thinking of is the one in, I think, in Redondo Beach.
No.
Oh, it's not that one.
No.
Which one is this one?
This one is called Atomic Boxing.
Okay, yeah, that was right here, right?
Yeah, that was up right over here, right around the corner.
Oh,
and that's,
okay.
Yeah, I came out there, I applied to teach some classes, and they're at the same time, and then, build. But then they offered me something that was great, and, I have kids, a wife, so it was great enough to me to transition and, still do what I'm doing and make some money. Yeah. So I did that, and it was great. I had no problem. It was a lot of fun. I got to meet great people. Then they closed that gym down. And that was, a bummer. Yeah. So briefly, I transferred to the one that was for other way. But at that point, there were so many members there that were kind of like, what do we do? Yeah. It was too far for a lot. And I kept getting messages, what's going to happen? Not they weren't asking me to open a gym. Like, what's going to happen? God. I was like, what can I say? Yeah. There's nothing I can say. And so I'm over there and I'm like, man, is this the opportunity? Should I do it now?
Oh, wow.
I wasn't ready. My wife was pregnant at the time. She's pregnant and I don't have money saved up because I'm not thinking this is where we're going. Yeah. So just for fun, I'm on the computer, just, drew up a business plan. Yeah. Just to learn how. Because I went to YouTube, dude, or Google. Yeah. How do you make a business plan?
Yeah, for sure.
Copy, paste, and change words. Yeah. I said, all right, cool. And then I was looking, that'd be cool. All right. I thought I deleted it, and then the owner saw it, pulled it up, and I was like, that's not real. But at that point, I looked like I got the smoking gun in my hand. Yeah. Even though literally it was not I wasn't planning on doing it. It was just that. I was like,
they just thought you were trying to compete with them.
Yeah, dude. I'm like, oh man, now I got to. Yeah. That's just now I got to do it. Yeah. So there's only one option. I got to do it now. Yeah. And this happens. My wife's pregnant, and we're not prepared for this, but I wanted to do it already, just a little bit later. So now the clock starts. Sands of the hourglass. Boom. Yeah. Because that gym closed. Yeah. This is the scenario. That gym closed. They moved over here, some of them, not everybody. Yeah. Those members had nowhere to go. Yeah. I transferred over. I lasted about a month there. Yeah. Then that happened. So then that 30 days goes by, and those people don't have nowhere to go. They're either going to start going to other gyms, or they're just going to stop working out, lose the motivation. For sure. So I know that. Yeah. So, all right, if I'm going to do this, I got to contact the ones I know didn't come over here that know me and that want to do this, and try to close that gap before it's just further and further away that they don't do it. Yeah. Either it's going to become for them to not do it, or to go do an Orange Theory or something. Yeah. So the clock started. All right, first things first. How do I even afford anything because I don't have any money? Yeah. So I'm reaching out and I'm trying to figure it out. I contact one of my friends in Fresno. I used to train his kids. Yeah. And I know he was an investor. I reached out. I asked him if you had any advice or if you know anybody that is looking. And he said, I am. So I drove down to like that 2 days later. Mm-hmm. I took him my business plan. I said, this is what I want to do. This is what happened. But he knew me. He knew everything. Yeah. He's like, what took you so long? Wow. Boom. Right there.
That's awesome.
I was like, okay, that's one less thing I got to worry about.
Yeah.
We can get a big old chunk of money to go do this. Yeah. That 2 days ago, I was like, oh my God, I'm going to have to go to be a trainer somewhere. Yeah. So that calmed the confidence right away. Okay, this guy believes in me like that. Yeah. I didn't even have to show references, credits. He just believed in me. I was like, I felt like Superman, man. Yeah. So at that point, all right, Google, how to apply for a business license, how to open up a business checking account, how to get an EIN, how to find the best location. how to be a gym owner, how to not panic as a first-time business owner, everything. For sure. And then me and my wife are driving up and down every street in South Bay looking for locations. Yeah. Nah, we don't do startups. Yeah. We usually like to have people that have some money to show. For sure. And I had enough, but it wasn't enough to start. I mean, it wasn't enough to.
You're talking about this.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So I'm like, man, I can't believe this. We're not going to be able to do it just because we can't find somebody to let us rent a gym. I didn't think about it because I didn't know. We're learning on the go. Me and my wife, 12 hours. We're like, okay, this isn't easy as we thought. Yeah. I thought it was going to be like, that place looks good. I'll take that one. Exactly. Yeah. Then you realize, oh, no, there's permits. For sure. For a gym, you need parking. Oh, yeah. And if there's not enough parking spots, it's not going to get approved by the city. For sure. And if you have moving parts in there, well, that's a hazard. Is there steps? Is it 2-story? I'm like, whoa.
Yeah, there's a lot of those.
I probably should have learned all this at first. But again, timeline-wise. Yeah. Learning on the go. This is a very unorthodox situation I was in because it was speed chess version of opening up a business. Yeah. I knew how to do it to get to the point. I just didn't know how to start a business. And this was the on the go learning. Me and my wife, I grew gray hair. Oh, it's nice. And they're gone now, luckily. That was the most stressful part of this for me was just starting a gym because it just didn't look like it was going to happen. So the last place we looked is where we're at. That's awesome. The very last one. The very last one and the best location we could have ever even expected.
Yeah, PCH, man.
Yep.
That's awesome.
And that started right there. And, all the equipment looks great. Beautiful gym. I knew what I wanted. Yeah. Day one, okay. I don't get to call nobody because I don't have any hierarchies. There's no investment fund. There's no somebody I can go to put ads out. Like this is all on me. Like, oh my God. Yeah. I know how to help people when they're here, but how do I get them in? Yeah. Without the help of like a UFC gym name or attached to something credible. And that's where the fear kicks in. Yeah. That's when you start to doubt. Yeah. And so I came in, I have all the experience. I have so much experience in doing exactly what I'm doing. But that didn't matter, dude. Yeah. I'm sitting here in this little building with all this equipment. I'm like, I made a mistake. Yeah. And it was like that for a couple months. Yeah. But, dude, I mean, that's how anything great that's going to be happening to somebody is scary at first. Yeah.
There's always an up and a down. Always, it's amazing how listening to your story, there's the ups, then you're down, and there's ups, and it's down, it's ups, and it's down. But there's a pattern there, though. Yeah. I mean, like, we talk about failure. Like, when there's a failure, there's something good is on the horizon. And then when that something good is the horizon, just be ready for another failure. Yep.
It's the freaking stock market charts. This is I'm trying to buy the dip and trying to ride the wave up. It's unpredictable. You just have to be ready.
For sure.
You just have to be ready, not like ready to make a move, ready in the mindset.
For sure.
Because you can't predict what's going to happen. So if your mindset is bulletproof and we're problem solvers, we're firemen, we put fires out, there's no problem I can't fix. If I don't know the problem, I'm going to find it. Yeah. Because I care. I have passion. Yeah. Which takes me back to the passion is, and if you have passion for something, you need to make sure that whatever you're doing, you don't forget that. Because there's going to be so many things that come at you that it's going to be so easy to quit. And if you don't like what you're doing, it's easier to quit.
What helped you? Like, what was your mindset to make you stay in that drive? Like I'm talking about, I know there's the ups and downs. There's the emotional battles even. What was that driving force that like, you know what? I don't care. I'm going to do this. Even though there are times that probably that you're so passionate about it. But let's be honest, there are times that passion is like down here. And you're like, is this even worth it? What helped you in your mindset to just like stay grounded and focused on that?
Knowing the amount of people that depended on me. This is what I mean. This is exactly what I mean by that. When I opened the gym and that gym had closed, I had about 50 of the members that weren't there no more come to the gym with me because it was me. And they trusted me and supported me. And they were happy because they wanted to keep working out and doing this workout. And they were so happy that I did it. And they would thank you. And they could see it was very, very sincere. It was like a savior in a sense for this. Because this is a big part of people's lives. It's just different than a lot of things. And I'm talking about the kickboxing stuff. For sure. it's a stress reliever. Like it's an important part of people's lives that they depend on to help balance them out.
Yeah.
This is a therapy. Bag therapy is what it's called.
Yeah.
We have a lot of members that are teachers and, medical professionals that deal in high stress environments, and they come in there and they just want to let that stress out, and it accomplishes it every single time because you're letting out, you're hitting all this relief, you're stressing, you're sweating, you're working out. You leave that place and you're refreshed, it's rebooted. So this is definitely necessary for a lot of people to help regulate that. Mm-hmm. This is their nurturing. This is their drug. This is what keeps them sane.
Yeah.
So this is important, and I know that.
Yeah.
So during all the turmoil, during all the times where I'm overwhelmed, let alone the pandemic, which is coming up next.
Oh, for sure, yeah.
It's, I'm sitting there like, these people depend on me.
Yeah.
On me. And I can't go to anybody else to help me other than my wife, because we did this together. And, there was no way I was going to let them down and let them fail, because I'm going to be a failure.
And then also your family, too.
Yeah, my family, my girls, my wife, we live in LA.
Yeah, expensive.
Yeah, and I want to be able to have them not have to worry about basics like food, clothes. Yeah, dude. I mean, that's any parents and they're scared.
For sure.
It don't matter about you. If it was just me, I'll live in my car in the parking lot, bro. No problem. I'll sleep in the gym.
For sure.
But that's not how it is. So I had so much I felt on my shoulders. Not that they were making me. Mm-hmm. I was putting it on my shoulders because there was nobody else.
Yeah.
Couldn't be saved. Yeah. I had to be the one to make the decisions. And it'd be easy to just fetal position.
Yeah.
Close your eyes and just hopefully the chaos figures it out.
For sure.
Or you just got to put on the pants and, man, I'm not letting them down.
Yeah.
It's not about being a failure as a business owner. Mm-hmm. I could have dealt with that if I was like in a retail store where it was just random customers coming in. I didn't have an emotional connection.
For sure.
But I know these people.
Yeah.
Conversation. I talked to them for an hour.
Yeah.
Just because it's that environment.
Mm-hmm.
So I know these people. I know their kids. I know what they do for a living. They know me. We talk. We have fun. We work out together. This is where they come for a service, and I know that they care about me and they care about the business. And there's no way I was going to let people down. So I did Instacart, Postmates, 7 days a week, just to pay for our expenses. So I let the gym grow at whatever pace it was going to. And I did that every day for the first 2 years.
Dang.
3, if you include when the coronavirus happened.
Yeah.
Because, I was going to do whatever it took.
Yeah.
If there was ways to do it, like I was saying, I'm going to find out how to do it. Yeah. Not because I think I'm the baddest dude, because these people depend on me. Yeah. And I'm going to remove any ego.
Yeah.
And if I'm delivering groceries to one of my members' houses, I'm so happy to do it because I know why I'm doing it.
Yeah.
I know exactly what needs to happen, and I'm going to do it if it means that you all can keep this sanctuary, because that's what it is to a lot of them.
And there's even more the fact that those members that you knew, but then there's also, if you're looking back now, there are people along the way that you met, and it's just like, man, they really did need me. And I love that, man. I really do love the fact that you talked about that's your motivation, because one thing I've found, talk about failures and all that stuff. Many times along the way, I've failed in my life, but one thing that keeps me going on certain things is when I've switched my motivation to, as far as like my wife. And then some of so with me, I help young people, the young people that I help along the way. I'm a basketball coach. Jose here is actually one of my former players. And that's one thing that keeps me going because it's people depend on you. And honestly, this is the podcast. There are times I don't even want to, if I'm being honest, like it was pretty discouraging the past couple of weeks. If I'm being real with y'all. But learning that is that motivation right there. And I love that you spoke about that. Let me ask you this question here. And I know we already talked about this, but I think we can go to this point as far as the business, which is like the coronavirus. But what was the lowest point? And we already talked about the lowest point in your life. So I love that you just segued into that on your own. Yeah. But what was the lowest point in your business?
The lowest point in the business, outside of the initial few months where you're just like, I'm on this roller coaster and I don't know. I can't. It goes down into the clouds. Mm-hmm. I can't see what's going to happen.
For sure.
This part is scary.
Yeah.
So who knows what's under there?
Yeah.
That's kind of the best analogy to explain the first few months. But once it gets going, the ball rolling was great.
Yeah.
It's coronavirus, dude.
Obviously. For sure.
Obviously, because we were still a new business.
Yeah.
We had opened up October 2018, March 2020. Boom, shut it down. We're like, dude, we had barely grew enough members to we were almost breaking even. Almost. Not breaking even yet, almost. So I'm like, there's no way.
And it was looking good. You're like,
yeah,
this is great.
It was all right. This is organically going the way that it's supposed to go.
For sure.
And I'm doing Instacart. Yeah. So I'm not taking money from the gym.
Yeah.
I don't need it. I didn't get into the industry to make money. It's very difficult to make big money doing what I'm doing specifically because you don't do it for the money, much like teachers.
Yeah.
Because I am a teacher.
Yeah.
I'm a therapist. I'm a coach. I'm a mentor.
For sure.
And I don't care about the money because that means so much. Everything I just said is why I don't want to let these people down because I'm much more than just a gym.
Yeah.
And it means a lot for me to be dependable for these specific people. When the coronavirus hit, dude, I'm like, all right, it can't get worse than this. I've been at rock bottom already.
Yeah.
You know, I've been failing this whole time, and every failure I did, something good came out of it.
Yeah.
I mean, otherwise, if everything was good, you don't change something if it's going great. You only change things when you're failing.
For sure.
So I fail every day. Like I said, when I walked in, I failed 9 times today. No joke. In jiu-jitsu.
Yeah.
But those 9 failures, I'm going to learn, and then it's going to become...
Improve from that.
Yeah, everything's going to become better, and that's just what failure is. You can't get better at something without failing.
For sure.
What's that quote Michael Jordan said?
Yeah.
I don't know.
You shoot. Something about shooting,
Yeah.
I should know this. I'm a basketball coach. I failed you. My players, I failed y'all, man.
But nonetheless, I mean, it's exactly that, dude. And, you know, there's nothing that's going to test somebody more than when it's right in your face.
Yeah.
And the coronavirus, not for just us, but for pretty much everybody,
for sure.
was a game changer.
Yeah.
Some for the worse, some for the better.
Especially for business owners.
Yeah, especially for like a non-essential, which is a gym. Like, oh, dude, we're the highest risk at that time.
Oh, yeah.
Because of the close encounters, sweat. You're like, oh, yeah. Close your doors. And
for sure.
That's it. So for the first few months, we pivoted to Zoom. We did online. Yeah. And whatever we could offer to keep the members.
For sure.
Because when that happened, you know, I had sent an email out, a very candid one, saying, you know, this is the situation. And if you want to stop your membership, just let me know.
For sure.
Nobody did.
That's
because
awesome.
they wanted to keep this gym afloat.
That is awesome.
They were the Spartan warriors, man. They put this freaking mountain on their shoulders and just trenched it.
That's awesome. And I think it's a testament of you because, you know, listening to you right now as a personal trainer, it was never about the money for you.
Yeah.
And really, they could see that. People could see that.
Yeah.
You know what? That's one thing I've learned. I've kind of done a couple businesses here and there already. And one thing I've learned is people don't really care. Like, as far as, I mean, yeah, they care about the skill and all that stuff, but they care about the fact that, like, you're real with them, that you actually sincerely look out for the best for them. And because you do that, they didn't care about the money. Much like you didn't care about the money, they didn't care about the money either. And they're willing to give that to you because they know your intentions were real, your intentions were pure, and you kept it going. So that's awesome to hear that it kept going, that it still kept going. Nobody canceled their membership. Even the fact that, like, I mean, some of them, if they canceled it, it would have made... It's okay because you would probably would have been like, I totally get it.
Of course,
like,
I pretty much explained that in the email because I'm not holding anybody hostage.
For sure.
How can I? This is the situation.
Makes sense.
Nobody expected this, and everybody was hit financially. This could be a financial burden. So, of course, I'll figure it out.
Yeah,
but I'm not going to I don't want you to at all feel like this is a burden. But no, man, it was the opposite, dude.
For sure,
it was the opposite. And again, that just reaffirmed myself like, it really pushed. There's no way this thing's gonna stop me because I've seen the support from them. I was like, this is great. And then as the year went on, you know, people started to come in, private training, small groups started to come back, and then things started to slowly shift. And then when everything reopened up,
started going up
because so many people weren't doing anything, dude.
Yeah,
people were trying to figure out how to stay healthy, going for walks.
For sure,
you can only go for so many walks.
For sure,
you can go for so many jogs, and that develops bad habits.
Yeah,
bad habits are hard to undo.
For sure.
I mean, you can work out for a year and look great, take 2 months off and look worse than you did the year before.
For sure.
That's what I mean. It's harder to get there than it is to lose it.
It's funny that you say that because before COVID, I did keto.
Yeah.
For like a year, right? I lost 80 pounds.
Oof.
During COVID, I gained 90. So it's like, let me adjust this real
quick. Those numbers pretty much back up what I said. You end up worse off than you were at the peak. Yeah.
So let me ask you this: what was the moment of overcoming? I think you kind of talked about that already after COVID. The moment of overcoming was just it was a slow overcoming, right?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Until it wasn't.
Yeah.
It was slow until it hit a freaking RC Pro-Am speed track.
I think it's like working out almost.
Yeah.
Like it's slow until one day you just see it. You're like, holy smokes.
That's like everything, dude. That's like for sure in martial arts.
For sure.
I mean, you could do jiu-jitsu for 6 months and you're just trying to tread water.
Yeah.
And then one day you show up and
it just clicks.
Oh my goodness. Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's pretty much anything, like windows open.
Everything, yeah.
I tell my best analogy when I tell new students in jiu-jitsu is you're going to walk down a hallway blindfolded in the dark. But as time goes on, you're going to start to see doors that are already there. It's just you can't see them yet, but they're going to be there. You just got to keep walking.
Yeah.
And that goes the same with anything, like starting a business. You're not going to be at the best point at that moment.
For sure.
And who you become in 5 years is not who you're going to be today.
For sure.
Which means all the failures are going to turn you into somebody different.
For sure.
Because how you're thinking now, in 5 years from now, you're going to look back on that and be like, man, what was I thinking?
And I think that's the problem with why many people don't want to start something. Because they expect perfection right away.
Of course, dude.
And it's like, dude, it's not going to happen. You know?
Of course.
Perfection, I say this all the time. Perfection is overrated.
Yeah.
You know, you're not going to
Is there even such a thing, though?
Yeah, for sure.
That's what I mean. At what point does something be perfect something where you can make no more errors?
Oh, for sure. It's not possible.
It's
not possible. And if anything, people are so opinionated. Yeah. Something that's perfect to some people's eyes is not perfect.
Sure.
You know? And I think of the fact that, like, you know, why people are so scared to try something and why many young people and young adults are scared to try, not even young adults, even just adults in general, are scared to try something because they did it for 2 months, 3 months. They're not seeing the results and they're just like, I quit.
Bro, but that's like the MO in our industry.
I know.
They start working out, 30 days go by.
Oh, yeah.
Like the scale hasn't changed.
Yeah.
And then it becomes a conversation. This is what you deal with every day in the fitness industry. That's why I say I'm more of a mentor also.
For sure.
You got to consistently be there to keep them encouraged.
Yeah.
And what I'm telling you is going to work. I know it hasn't yet.
Yeah.
You just have to trust me.
For sure.
And then eventually they get over that hump or they don't. And then that's the difference between turning left or turning right. But everybody gets over the hump if you keep going.
Yeah.
If you keep going in anything, it's always about consistency, dude, because you only learn from reps.
Yeah.
My favorite word is reps.
Yeah.
Reps is doing it over and over.
Yeah.
Reps equals failure.
Yeah.
Because the more you do it, the more you're going to fail. But then now you create new checkpoints. Like in a video game, you go into the same spot, you keep dying, but then you get to the next checkpoint and now you're not backtracking. Yeah. It's the same thing with anything that's hard.
And it's funny you say about video games. When you think about it, what makes the video game fun is you continue playing it.
Yeah.
Like, it's funny. The game is no longer fun when you finish it.
Uh-huh.
And it's funny because people always think about, like, I want to get to, the retirement or, like, to get to a spot. But, like, when you think about video games, that's why they changed the pattern of video games now. Before, what was the time that you stopped playing it? When you finished it. Yeah. Not when you keep failing. You keep going because you really want to finish it. But then when you finish it, it's done. Yeah. But then now they changed the games. If you look now, like I don't really play video games anymore.
I stopped playing video games and Zelda, bro.
But like, dude, nowadays it's just like there is no ending.
That's it.
You just fail and continue and fail and win and fail. That's literally the whole.
That's it.
Video game now, but that's what makes it fun.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I think that's what makes life even pretty interesting, really.
Yeah, I mean, most people's problem is they want, like you said, they want to be here.
Yeah.
And they're just not enjoying the journey.
For sure.
If you can't enjoy the journey, this is going to keep, the goalposts are going to keep moving because you're never complacent. You're not enjoying the time you're putting in.
Yeah.
That's like jiu-jitsu. I keep referencing. I'm a black belt. It takes a long time.
Yeah. How long did it take you?
It took me 8.5 years. But remember, I wrestled as a child.
Yeah.
So this is a huge advantage.
And so it's 8.5 years. It's kind of like a program. Is that how it works?
It's not based off time on the mat. Consistency. Okay. That's the only way.
For sure.
That's the only way is just keep showing up and you go through the reps. That's you want the secret formula to getting good at any martial art? Just keep showing up.
Yeah.
Just keep showing up, and life happens, jobs, kids, injuries.
Yeah.
But if you just keep showing up, you're gonna get good. You're gonna get as good as anybody else can get. You just keep going.
For sure.
But it's hard.
Yeah.
So there's many opportunities to quit. You can take an exit path anytime you want off this freeway, or you can just drive all the way to Vegas.
What's the next step in your career, or are you content where your gym is at now, or are you looking for kind of like a big step or a small step? Like, what's the plan next for the gym here?
That's
or
definitely
in your career.
Yeah, that's definitely always up for conversations. Because again, me and my wife do this together, and we're both introverts.
Yeah,
like we have 160 plus members. And coming in and out.
That's awesome.
So we love the environment.
Yeah,
and it's manageable with our lifestyle.
Are you in a point right now where if it's self-sustaining, you're just like, I'm pretty content with this?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the reason being is I didn't outsource that for help. Like paid ads, digital marketing, doing all that stuff. I kept it organic.
Really?
On purpose.
None of those?
I kept it organic on purpose. And the reason being is because...
you want to target the right people.
Yes, but also I'd rather have 1 or 2 lifetime members than 10 in and outs. So when you do paid ads, and I'm not talking trash on paid ads at all, it's just based off what I know.
For sure.
I'm doing this for a very long time. You get hot leads, but they're not hot leads.
Yeah.
They're just people that want a free week or try it out.
Yeah.
And you're paying money to these digital marketers that are promising you leads, but I don't know these people. I didn't go out to them. They're not coming here because of me.
For sure.
I prefer to go the route of location, which is obvious. I think we have the best location we could have possibly had. So many eyeballs. Yeah. Word of mouth, and keeping my lifestyle low because I don't do this for the money. Yeah. My expenses at home were very minuscule, and I don't need to make a lot of money. If I can do what I love, make money to do what I love, and the business is successful, I don't want to mess up that recipe.
Yeah.
Doesn't mean I'm stupid.
Yeah.
I obviously also plan for the future.
For sure.
You put money where it needs to be through investments,
for sure,
portals, other ways that you can turn it into assets and start putting it other places. So that's obviously also important to do if you're ever going to be branching off on your own, is setting up the future and just playing your money right and spending your money where it needs to be spent. Don't live an $80 lifestyle if you're living a $40 lifestyle.
For sure.
Live a $40 lifestyle, make $60, and you're going to be richer than somebody that's in debt because they got the big house and all the nonsense.
For sure.
You don't need nonsense.
Yeah.
Especially if you're putting the nonsense before actually somewhere that's going to benefit you when it's time to, kick the shoes off. Yeah. But what I do, I can do for a long time. Like I'm martial arts coach. I can give the gym up later on when I'm ready to remove that. Yeah. But I can teach martial arts until the day I die. It's just your passion. It's my passion, and it's not a job. It's not that. I see it differently with martial arts.
I mean, you're making money enough to sustain what you love, and
some.
It doesn't matter.
Again, I'm not living paycheck to paycheck, but I put money where it needs to be for that point. But I'm not looking to make money. Yeah. It's going to be made out to service. I know that. I'm a smart business person. I know how to make the wheel go. Yeah. I don't need to be greedy. Yeah. Because what's happening here, I know where to put the spots and live a lifestyle that makes sense.
And there's the contentment there.
That's it, dude. Yeah. But if you love what you're doing, as stupid and cliche as it is, it really is as rewarding sometimes as money. It really is. Sure. I don't care what you think or say. If you do something that you really love and you see people express to you that by whatever I see people happy that they learned something, they want to confide in me that something happened, and I see how proud they are to tell me, dude, I'll take that over their monthly payment any day of the week because it feels good. Yeah. And I can keep that here. It also keeps me young, 40 years old.
And in reality, really, like the money, like I always tell people, like by the way, I always ask people to subscribe. Yeah. The only reason I want people to subscribe is because I love doing this.
Spread the word.
Like so far, I've had people messaging me about how this podcast has helped them. And that's all I want. Yeah. Yeah. Do I want to get to the point where this podcast is making money? Sure. Yeah. Not for the sake of money. Nope. I just want it so that I can actually do this full time. Like I could focus on this and just have podcasts where I'm helping people and that is paying me. Like I could live for that. I'm totally cool with that.
Bro, that's what I call success. That's living the dream.
For sure.
If you live in the dream, you're not working. And that's where I sit. That's exactly why I don't stress. Yeah. There's no reason to. Yeah. I live in LA.
You got rid of the gray hair?
Yeah, it's gone. I got a couple on my sideburns. Yeah. But there's no reason to stress, man, because
I can tell you're not stressed because there's no way you're 40, man.
Yeah. Dude,
there's no way, dude.
That's how it goes, and it's just really living and enjoying what you're doing. For sure. When you stress, nothing good comes from stress. Nothing. Sure. Nobody became great because they stressed so much.
I'll tell you this story. And Jose knows this because I hired him for a bit. But I actually I started a company about a year and how long has it been? No, 2 years now. 2 years ago, and I started a company, and that's when things changed in my life. Because I started a company, and it was going well. We were about to merge with another company, that was evaluated $2 million at a company, and I was going to be the CEO. And there was a board, and the company was based on Missouri. Mm-hmm. I wasn't happy. I was not happy. I was like, dude, I am not happy. I don't care. Yeah. Like, this should be the part where I'm happy. Like, this is the high. You know what I mean? You're merging with a company. This is what you aim for. And I remember a business partner was like, hype. I was forcing myself to be hyped. I was not happy. And honestly, I could have gone for a while. And I think Jose knows this. I could have gone for a while as a CEO. But that would have been bad if I was the CEO for like a couple months. Yeah. And then I went down as a CEO when they've already fixed the structure. So while we were merging, I had to decide right there. I was like, okay, am I going to continue this? Because you know what? And it hit me. I'm like, I hate this. I hate this life. So I quit it. And now, like, people, I'm not trying to get political here, but people talk about like CEOs or so. You don't understand the stress that a CEO goes through and a COO goes through. Like, to be honest, if I'm being real, the money isn't worth it. Yeah. I'm just being real, dude. The money isn't worth it because I'm like, dude, I saw myself being on like vacation, still on the phone. Yeah. I'm like, what the heck is this? Yeah. Like, I don't want to do that. Literally every day I'm on the phone. We had, what do you call that? We had suppliers in Pakistan. Yeah. And if you know Pakistan is 12 hours time difference. So that means when I'm about to wind down, they just woke up. Yep. Dude, I see myself working at 3 a.m., 4 a.m. Coffee. Stay up. It wasn't worth it. I don't care what it was. And I was just like, you know what? Kudos to those people that want to be a CEO. This is not the life for me. And it's not a healthy lifestyle either, man. It's not worth the stress. I know. I know a lot of CEOs or business owners or just very high up in their company employees, and dude, they're unhealthy. Oh, and honestly, that's how I gain all this weight. If you're not healthy, you're not gonna be happy in life. That's it. Dude, I don't care what you do. I went through depression and anxiety, and that's how I gained all the weight back. Yeah. Honestly, like, I didn't want to do anything. Like, I was just so tired and stressed. It's like, I'm barely sleeping, and I think, sleep is important for working out, right? Barely sleeping, and boom, gain a bunch of weight. And I was just like, you gotta be kidding. Well, all those things are developed from stress. Yeah. Just not being able to sleep, eating whatever when you can. Obviously, there's no working out because there's no time. Stressing all the time, and just this is making people unhealthy. For sure. And they're killing themselves. Yeah. And they're not going to be able to play with their grandkids when they're older for sure. And enjoy what they're doing because of being unhealthy. Yeah. If you're unhealthy, nothing else matters. Yeah. There can't be happy if you're unhealthy. Yeah, for sure. You can't. At least you can't be as happy as you could be. Yeah. Because there's nothing more important than our body. We only have the one. Yeah. Everybody's clock does this the day you're born. Yeah. David Goggins quote. The day you were born is the day you became eligible to die. Yeah. Hard. That's a hard quote. And I'm like, man, that is so true though. Everybody's and the crazy mind-blowing part, not trying to scare anyone, is we don't even know when the clock ends. Everybody's clock has a different capacity, man. For sure. So rather than worry and stress on anything, enjoy the ride every single day, because every day is a day you don't get back. For sure. And you get 1% better at something every day. Do something you love, you're going to maximize your life. You're going to be happy. It doesn't matter. Money doesn't make people happy. Mm-hmm. At least not by itself. Yeah. You got to love what you're doing. Yeah. It's true. You can't, if you're going to fail and put all that time, you better love it. Yeah. Otherwise, you're just going to stress out, and this ain't fun. For sure. I don't want to do this, but you're too far in. Yeah. It's who you became. It consumed you, changed who the person is, and it can kill you early, literally and figuratively. Well, let me ask just two last questions. I know you're a busy person. I thank you so much for coming to do this. I'm going to make sure you have time to go rest before you go back to the gym. By the way, he's going back to training after this. So last two questions. One question, I ask this in every podcast, is, first of all, what is your definition of failure? Definition of failure? Yeah. A necessity for growth. That's good. Because you have to fail. Mm-hmm. If you're not failing, you're afraid to take a step on something that's hard. Mm-hmm. So you'll always just coast. Yeah.
Like I said, nobody got to where they were without failure.
Mm-hmm.
It's important to fail. You have to.
Yeah.
I tell my daughter, you're going to fail when, and I'm talking to my 3-year-old, YouTube's taking 5 seconds too long and she's ready to freaking rip her hair out.
Yeah.
I'm talking to them. She doesn't know what I'm saying, but she will, because she's going to consistently hear it. Failure is necessary.
Yeah.
You just need to relax. Don't be overwhelmed. If you fail, it's not just you. Everybody failed. Everybody you look up to failed. More than once.
Yeah, for sure.
More than once, for sure.
Mm-hmm.
But I'll tell you what, if that person is still up there, it's because they overcame it. And not everybody can physically, but mentally, we all have the opportunity to make a decision, yes or no. You made a decision to remove yourself from something that was a guaranteed path financially to something that is you really want to do, and maybe money comes with it later. Hopefully it does, but you're doing what you love. Yeah. So if somebody's failing at something, but you love doing it, don't quit. Yeah. Because then you're going to end up doing something you don't want to do. And the biggest regret that I hear from a lot of elder is the fact that they didn't take more risk.
Yeah. You know, somebody said this, not taking a risk is a risk.
Yeah. Yeah, man. It's true. That's a great comment.
Yeah.
It's true, though.
Yeah, it is.
It is true.
Because you look back with regret thinking, what if? And I tell this to young people all the time, bro, regret sucks.
Yeah. I think that was actually like the people interviewing on their deathbeds. The what if was always there. Yeah. What if I had only done this? Or
dude,
that'll eat at you.
Dude, I say this all the time. I say this to people that I've met all the time, that like somebody commented in one of my videos like, hey, I thought that was Spider-Man's best friend. And it hits me in a way because Spider-Man's best friend, I don't know if you've ever watched like the Marvel movies like Spider-Man.
Some of them.
Yeah, so Spider-Man's best friend is like, he looks just like me. He's a fat Asian guy. He looks just like me. And honestly, I'm like, I love acting. So like, you can tell, like with Katrina, you know, I help train her. So her cousin is the manager, and I kind of help.
Got it.
Acting
all right.
In a way, I love acting, but I never tried.
Yeah.
I never tried, and I regret that to this day because I'm like, and I'm not. I don't think maybe I would have gotten it. Maybe I would have not gotten it.
But
looking at the fact that like that guy, his name is Jacob Batalon. He's Spider-Man's best friend. I didn't think Marvel was looking for a fat Asian dude. If I did, I would have tried out. I mean, but I didn't. I didn't shoot my shot. He did, and he got the role of a lifetime. Yep. And I'm over here like, yo, I could have been Spider-Man's best friend.
Yep.
But I didn't. And people still think I'm Spider-Man's best friend. I'm not Jacob Batalon, for those of you that might watch. I'm not. And what is your definition of success?
My definition of success. Keep failing over and over until you wake up one day and you don't have any gray hairs. It has nothing to do with money.
Yeah.
It has all to do with positioning yourself to where you're enjoying yourself, your life. Mm-hmm. Maybe you have the support system around you is important. Mm-hmm. You need to surround yourself with people that are either same common interests or people that you strive to become. And being successful is definitely not about money. Yeah. It's about waking up every day, looking in the mirror, but I can't wait to go where I'm going. I'm going to help people. Mm-hmm. It's going to help me. I come home happy. Your environment's great. The people around you are good.
For sure.
There's no success better than that.
For sure.
You can make all the money on the planet, but if you don't have the people around that to embrace them with love, to embrace them with just interacting with, and people you like to just spend time with and enjoy memories, what are you doing?
Yeah.
Like, what are you even doing?
For sure.
That's not success. You can be in billions and you're going to be successful on the exterior.
Yeah.
I don't know anybody that's worth a lot of money that is single, that is happy.
Yeah.
Me. And I know a lot of people that are that because I talk to them. Again, I talk to people here very in confidence where I'm at. I've come across people and they're happy. They're not. I mean, they're rich, but by no means are they happy. Yeah. What are you doing? You can't go home and go hug your spouse or you got your kids, you're taking them to the park. If you don't have any of that, if you don't have good friends around you, if you're not doing something that you can't wait to wake up to the next day to do, that's not success. Success is doing what you love to do and having the right people around you to enjoy it with.
That's awesome.
That's the success.
I love that.
And that's me.
Yeah.
With my family, with the gym members we have, and I'm a happy person. Money means absolutely zero to me.
For sure. And waking up every day,
dude,
being excited.
And I know it's hard to understand that if you don't have anything right now and you want the big money and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But when you start on the path of something you really should be doing, you're good at it because you care and you keep learning and you're doing it, you're enjoying people and everything's working out, you're helping people, vice versa. The money thing starts to not become so much a thought.
Yeah.
It really doesn't, because there's other things that are making you happy.
For sure.
Then the gray hairs don't come and you can look 40 when you're 80.
Like you.
Yeah, you can stay young. Stay young physically, metaphorically,
For sure.
emotionally, spiritually.
Yeah.
We should want to stay young as long as possible, right?
Yeah.
I know 80-year-olds that are 50.
Yeah.
Vice versa.
Well, thank you so much again. I guess we'll end the podcast with this. Go ahead and give a plug. Talk about your gym, talk about your Instagram, whatever you want to give a plug for.
Yeah, the gym is Gil's Kickboxing Gym. It's in Lomita on PCH. I mean, heart of the South Bay. You can't miss it if you're coming in or out from the mountain. We're right there. 1930 Pacific Coast Highway. And we do a lot of stuff for a lot of people. Kids, elder, everywhere in between. Martial arts, exercise, strength training, grappling, striking, anything. But the number one thing is it's a community. And it's very non-intimidating. I do all the hard work. My father-in-law, the other coach, and my wife, we do all that grunting to bring it to you and package it up in a non-intimidating environment. So that way you can learn something that you probably otherwise never would have came across. But everybody can learn self-defense. Everybody can benefit from being more confident. And that's what we do. The workout's great. You're going to get in shape. But it's the camaraderie, the people that we have there. And it's all your neighbors, everybody that's around here that's collectively coming here looking for something to better themselves. Nobody's coming there at their best point in life. So if you feel like you need somewhere to go but you're intimidated, everybody had that day one. And where we're at, that's our MO, which is why I say I don't chase the money. It's completely organic, and the proof's in the pudding. We attract good people, and they want to bring their friends and family to come into an environment that is very positively contagious. And that's what we do. We have something for everybody. It's a great workout. You make good friends. You learn a good skill, but more than anything, it's a great place to come and relieve stress or send your kids to get tired.
Gil's Kickboxing Gym, right over here in Lomita. And thank you so much for listening to the podcast. And I would love for you to subscribe in my channel, James Abroad, and subscribe down below. And go ahead and comment. If you know somebody that would be helped with this, please comment, send this to them. Like I said, we're just here to help people. I'm just here to help people. Love for you to subscribe. If you've been listening to this and I know I've been there where I forget to subscribe, please go ahead and subscribe. And go ahead and follow me on Twitter, James_Abrot1030. Follow me on Instagram at James Abrot. And yeah, that's it. In the words of Jerry White, I'm out.